Hi, I'm Martin Credland. I'm the chairman of the Ellerton-cum-Brough Plainfield Association and the lead of the PETUARIA ReVisted Project.
Hello, my name's James Lyle, and my role in PETUARIA ReVisited is the Assistant Site Director. So I'm there to help Peter Holken, who's the director, to achieve all the archaeological aims of the project.
Hi, my name is Rev Ellis. I'm a PhD student at the University of Hull, and I'll be looking after the small finds on the PETUARIA ReVisited dig this year. Small finds are those nice little objects, normally of metal, sometimes of organic materials like bone, which you don't find very often. So things like gaming pieces, dice, but also things like brooches and coins.
To me, PETUARIA ReVisited is a chance to investigate a Roman town which is relatively unknown. Lots of people know about York and Malton, but Brough seems to be just sitting there, sort of hiding away, and we're trying to unveil that for the general public, but more particularly for the people of Brough, so that they can feel proud about their archaeological heritage.
It's an archaeological project which for 2021 will be a community and wellbeing project, which is involving the local community and the wider community. It involves a lot of people.
The really important thing about PETUARIA ReVisited as a project to me is that it's about community. It's about making sure archaeology is accessible to everyone, because that's the nature. It affects everyone. It affects everybody's lives one way or another. And so it's really important that not only do we have that investigation element of finding out about late Roman Brough-on-Humber, but the important thing is that we're looking after those that are doing it in terms of mental health and well-being, and that's where this project's really that bit different and that's a bit special.
I think that there are a number of strands to what we're trying to do here, one of which is look at the archaeology, obviously, but there are other strands to what we're trying to achieve, and one of which is a legacy of archaeology in Brough. And hopefully, after the 2-week dig, a lot of people who've never excavated before will gain the passion for archaeology, and they will spread that around, and we will create what we term as a legacy within Brough. So they will continue even after the dig is finished.
I really hope that people will get the sense of what it's like to be a community and to see how people of all ages, all different genders, of all different backgrounds can come together to a brilliant end goal. And I really hope that it shows how archaeology can really bring about a pride of place and how it can be used as kind of, if you like, a tool of social cohesion without at any point sacrificing those archaeological objectives as well.
I think they'll begin to understand that Brough was actually a very important place in the Roman period. It was almost certainly a harbour, and you didn't go anywhere in Yorkshire without coming to Brough first. The way into Yorkshire was through the harbour. The roads came later, so the river is the first port of call, if you like, and then they set off. So they come up from Lincoln into Yorkshire, but Brough is there. It's important right from the first times that the Romans were starting to move into Yorkshire and beyond. And hopefully we will attempt to get down to the bottom of it. Last year we got somewhere into the 3rd, maybe into the 2nd centuries. We're hoping to get right down to sort of AD 70 this time.
We're trying to get to the bottom of last year's trench to find out a feature which was shown up on a ground penetration radar survey 2 years ago. Last year we didn't make it because of the weather, but this year we hope to make it to the bottom of the trench. And what we expect to find out of that could be phenomenal.
I found the combination of the geophysical surveys very interesting, because it unveils what's under there before you start. So it gives you a sort of heads up, but it never gives you the full picture. And so as a geophysicist as well, I find that the GPR survey was exceptionally good. And so we have layers of what we believe is under there. But sometimes the layers seem to work with what we find, and other times they don't. So the interesting bit to me is just peeling the soil away and finding out what's actually under there, what the reality of it is. That's my interesting bit.
This project is a very exciting project, and a lot of the community have got behind us with it. They're now very passionate of learning the past of Brough, as it's now known. And they're coming down in droves to see and take part. Historically, the villages have been known for aircraft manufacture, but the Roman story is a lot bigger and more exciting than aircraft manufacturing. The size of the garrison could be up to 66,000 square metres, which dwarfs a lot of them in the UK. Not the biggest, but certainly one of the biggest, and probably one of the most important.
Yeah, in terms of regional identity, it's going to really give a baseline for communities in the north, if you like, particularly in the northeast as well. I mean, you're kind of lucky in East Yorkshire because you've got the chariot burials already as this unique little bit where there's only the odd outlier. So there's very much been this focus on Iron Age identity. It's going to be nice to get a Roman one too, but it's also going to be nice to have a Roman narrative that's unique to the landscape, to this, coastal port, if you like, or, riverine port area that was so important in terms of trade. And it's important that narrative isn't going to be dominated by what's going on elsewhere. And that's very much something that actually goes into a lot of northern archaeology in general. A lot of our stuff relies on chronologies and items and typologies from the south. There's so much to do in the north, and we get left behind quite a bit, so it's nice to actually have a project and have this really important aspect of archaeology that's championing the north and bringing life to the data that's there ready to be looked at, really.
It is revealing something different to what was previously believed about the town. And that was that in the latter part of the Roman period, it had gone into sort of disrepair. I think we can demonstrate from what we did last time that that was not true. The town was continuing right up to the end of the Roman period. But we're now hitting another interesting area where it was in its heyday, if you like. And that will be intriguing to investigate. And that's what we're going to be trying to do this year. The other interesting thing to me is imparting my knowledge to the people who are coming for the first time, because in a sense, I can relive my enjoyment of archaeology, watching them find their first piece of pottery, find their first coin. It's humbling experience to see people do this all for the first time and know that you are the one that has to keep them on the straight and narrow.
For me, it is now. It's very much a passion of mine now.
Yeah.
And like I said, after when you go to Northumberland, you see everything in Northumberland, and you come back and you look at your geophys, and you're seeing these figures coming out, and the ground penetrating radar, that's all coming out on there as well. It's really exciting because all those things that you will see up in Northumberland will all be there. There'll be the grain stores. There'll be the latrines and they're all going to be there. But where are they? And that's what the dig really is. It's all about, is trying to find out what is there. Is the square feature in the middle of the field? Is that one of the officers' quarters and commanders? If it is there going to be another one next to it? And where is the vault where the wages is kept? They're all going to be there. Is the theatre really a government building? Is it like what they do these days? Is it a dual use building? Is it done for a council during the day? Is it a theatre on a night? There's so many unanswered questions. There's so little we know about it. But the PETUARIA ReVisted Project has given us the opportunity to actually dig down and let's try and put a jigsaw together.
I'm looking forward to meeting everyone for the first time, and I'm sure that many of us will become friends over the next couple of weeks. I'm particularly looking forward to all of you finding those first artifacts and watching your faces as you do so. Good luck.